Caravan prices, which way are they going? Up or down? Well, this video is here to tell you exactly what's happening in the market. Now we've had a caravan, I used to have a caravan for 6 years, and we got rid of it last year. And we considered buying a motorhome, and we'll talk about in another video what is going to happen with Rolling the Robsons, because as you know, we haven't been putting that many videos out compared to what we used to put out. We used to put one out every week. We're not really doing that. But during COVID times, the price of caravans went one way, up and up and up. I mean, entry level caravans used to cost about 2018. We bought an Adria, and we had many issues with it, but we bought an Adria caravan that cost us £15,500. So 2018, so fairly new. It was about a year old, out of season, and we bought it for 15.5 grand. Same kind of caravan now, charge you about £30,000. Now, clearly the market had gone mad. Caravan dealers were seeing, oh, prices are going up, so they were buying caravans for more money, and then they were selling them for more money. And then obviously the manufacturers were doing the same. They were just putting the prices up, and they were going a bit crazy. I mean, you know, caravans were £50,000, like the Lusso, and it hasn't even got an engine. £50,000, and people were paying that money because at the time finance was cheap. So we had COVID was one problem. We couldn't get enough caravans. I remember the dealer up here was even putting aircon on, was putting movers on, charging all at a retail price. You couldn't buy one without that. And the prices went absolutely insane. So we're thinking today, what's going to happen with the market next? Is it going to start coming down? Well, for sure, the price of caravans is dropping like a stone. Absolutely tonking it down, as you would say in the northeast here. The prices are going mad. You can see dealers constantly £3,000 of this caravan, £4,000 of this caravan. And I even had one the other day from Ropers, who's a reputable dealer up here in the northeast, and they were saying, oh, these brand new caravans that have just came into stock, we're taking £3,000 off the price. Now during COVID time, you couldn't buy a caravan, even sometimes actually at retail price, you had to pay more than that, but we're seeing that those times are coming. So the interesting thing is that caravan dealers are absolutely full. There are no spaces whatsoever on their pictures to have more caravans. Now again, during COVID times, you used to go in there and it'd be like 2-3 caravans. They'd be completely sold, or they'd be getting sold, putting on the coming soon, and then they were gone. That's all gone. All of that is completely gone. So because the price of brand new caravans have been dipped by £4,000 to £5,000 in some cases, the price of used caravans are coming down as well. But there's a problem. We thought about getting a motorhome, and we're going to talk in another video more depth about that. But here's the thing. We were looking at caravans the other day, and again, there was an Adria caravan. Now, we bought a 2018 Adria Tamar. It was out of season, so it had been there a year, and we bought it for £15,500. Now, people are still trying to sell 2017 equivalent models for £15,500. People aren't getting the point that actually the market's dipped massively. So unfortunately, if you bought a caravan during COVID times, and again, you can comment below and disagree with me, you're likely to have to take a big hit. And in some cases, an absolutely massive hit. Because when you buy a caravan anyway, as soon as you buy it, you lose 20% because of VAT, and then a bit more for the dealer to buy back. So really a £15,000 caravan, you know, even when you first buy it, it's worth about £3 and a bit grand less. So you're talking 12 grand. And obviously we are considering buying a caravan again. I'm not saying we are going to buy one, because it might be value for money, but people still want £15,500. I'm saying to them, look, we're not going to give you £15,500 because that caravan brand new was £15,500. And then they're going to huff and shutting you off on Facebook, which that's you, well, it's just what the market is. So prices are continuing to fall. Normally what happens with caravan prices is that as it gets about this time of year, so it's now February, prices start creeping up because people are like, oh, we go on holiday. But this year, that doesn't seem to really be happening. Prices are still dropping. And the reason being that, you know, caravan dealers have forecourt full of caravans that they cannot sell. New caravans not selling, used caravans not particularly selling. Some are, but the only ones that are selling particularly well are ones that are priced pretty low. It used to be that a kind of COVID times, if it was 2017, it'd be £17,000. You're now getting them a bit cheaper. And I think realistically, 15 caravans shouldn't be much more than £10,000 unless at the top of the spec, because you know they would lose money. So we've seen that £3,000 to £4,000 drop. That's came, and you think caravans will start selling again, but they're not, because basically people went, I can get on holiday again. We're actually going on our first flying holiday this year, and Olivia, who's 7, has never been on one, so we're going to actually get away on a plane. But the market is tonking. And at the moment, it's gotten to the point where people are probably thinking, well, you know, as it happens with house prices sometimes, oh, well, the market's going down, so I'll just wait. Oh, the market's still going down, so I'll just wait. and that creates an issue. The other big issue that we found talking to some other dealers is that dealers are going bust. There are caravan dealers now who've bought at the top end, they've got lots of stock, they can't sell them. And because they can't sell them, they can't make any money. They've paid too much for their stock, basically, which is happening quite a bit. And the other thing is, I know about at least 4 or 5 big dealers, well, reasonable sized dealers, that are going bust. One dealer the other week, what happened was apparently the bank rang up and said, oh, your credit line, we want the money back. We want all the money back we've lent you. And they were like, well, we can't, it's in the stock. Well, we'll start repossessing your stock. And if you know what happens with houses when they repossess stock, like houses, what they do is they don't sell it for what it's worth. They sell it for what the bank wants their money back on. So I think that's starting to happen as well. So if you're thinking about buying a caravan, should you buy one now? It's a tricky one, because if that's what you want, go and buy it. And everything we're finding is that we thought about if we got a caravan again, would we put it close? Because where we were last time, it was a good, well, that is okay and bad point, that storage site. I'm not going to go too much into it. I was starting to get my thing revoked because it was constantly flooded. But the storage yard we used to use was okay. I think it's about 400 quid a year now, so the price of that gone through the roof. And it's 20-25 minutes there. So we went there, it's 25 minutes there, hitch up the caravan, you're talking a good hour. So if we do get a caravan, we want somewhere closer, but all caravan storage sites are full. But when you go to caravan storage sites, even on the weekend, they're still full. And that's because people aren't taking their caravans away, which is another indicator that prices are probably still not going to go particularly well. And it will be interesting to see, because like you said, and as you know, we wanted a motorhome, but the price of motorhomes is dipping a bit, but not particularly. And the only things we can afford in our price range under £20,000, if anybody's got anything, put in the comments, are rust buckets. The older kind of vans, 2005, 2004, we can afford, are basically rusting away. And if they're not rusting away yet, they will be soon. So for us at the moment, a caravan makes more sense than it used to. But it still doesn't make sense because the kids go to dance on a Saturday, and that's our possible problem. But if prices continue to dip, and if we get a really good deal on a smaller caravan, actually wouldn't go for a twin axle again, then we might move back in the market. So what is happening with caravan prices? They're going to continue going down. I cannot see caravan prices going back up this year. As you've probably just seen as well, Elders have just laid off 190 of their staff. They only have 600, so they laid off a third of their staff because they're not making a profit and they can't sell the van. So that's happening. Dealers are going bust. People don't have any money because of mortgage rates, which went up the other day, even though the Bank of England hasn't changed exchange rate. Then we're on for a very, very tough time in the world of caravans. And I think that's going to mean prices will continue to go down. Maybe not as steep as they have been, but they're definitely not going to go anywhere near up. And I think if you look out there, there are some good deals, because people will start to think, I want to get rid of my caravan, I want to go back on holiday again in the normal way. So prices are definitely down, and I don't think for the next couple of years the caravan market is going to do very well. And I think even the motorhome market on new ones is starting to struggle a lot more than it used to.